morning, beautiful people. Welcome to Weaves of Waves. How are you all doing today? It's another misty day, but it started up misty these days and then gets beautiful sunshiny stuff. So, oh wow, yesterday was just stunning. The sunset was amazing. It was just like, ooh, it's just good to be alive on those days. So yeah, what I want to talk to you today is about financial worry. And I do believe that this is a nasty, insidious, designed part of our society. And it's horrible. I think I've had it all of my adult life. Financial worry, insecurity over where the next paycheck is coming from. Now, you could say it's all my own fault. Now, maybe I should have trained as a mechanic or a plumber, or, you know, do a trade, because that would have set me up for life. I totally get that. But when I was younger, that was always guy stuff. I wanted to be a mechanic. I was told that's not for a girl. And you could say I could have pushed it. I could have, perhaps. I don't know. But I always went into sort of girl stuff. So I was an air stewardess, cabin crew, you know, all the sort of coffee, tea, can I help you? And I did the sort of the 18 to 30 club to Ibiza runs, and yeah, we had a good time and stuff, but I always feel that it was all based on what I looked like, not who I was. So it was like my value was found in a face and a body, you know, and it of course all that's fading now. So yeah, it's inevitable that you get insecure, and for the last, I don't know, decade, yeah, I would say since I hit sort of 40, I'm now hitting 50 this year, so a decade, I have been incredibly insecure about money and careers. And yeah, it's left me with, I've never been successful in a career. So I've been on the side of the road, living in a van, and with no petrol in the tank, so wondering how the heck I'm meant to move from the side of the road. That was pretty rough. I worked in an office, and I was living in the car park in my van. And that was great until it got cold and wet and mouldy, and then it was like bad. But there's nobody to depend on. If you start depending on government money, they will string you up by the short and curlies. Wow, the government money is a dreadful space to be. And I disagree. I disagree that I should be claiming I should be working, but working is very difficult. And I brought 3 children up too, and it was like, yeah, my then husband was having the same problem. We wanted to spend time bringing the children up, working, both of us working. Who was meant to do that? And yes, you could say, oh, well, you shouldn't have children, and yes, you could afford it. Yeah, once upon a time, perhaps we could afford it, and then times changed, and times change again, and times change again, and each time we've lost out financially. Each time. I've never owned a home, never will. I'm, you know, scraping by. It's not a moan. I'm responsible for my own creation. I get it. But it's just so damn difficult in this world. I apply for jobs left, right, and centre. It's like almost a habit. It's like, ooh, I'm a little bit worried about what's going on in my life. Let's apply for jobs. And I don't get even called back for, you know, 90% of 98% of them. And those that I do, I don't have the right attitude, the team player stuff, or the qualifications, and yet I am highly qualified in all kinds of bits and pieces. But each of my qualifications don't give me income. So I've been looking at what are the massive amount of stress that I have, and so does almost everybody else I know. I don't know anybody who hasn't got financial stress. Okay, maybe 1 or 2 of you out there, but financial stress is huge, and it ruins relationships, it ruins your life. You just get this heavy cloud over your head and mind, and you can't do anything, and you see the world out there that's advertising this, that, and everything, and you just get down, depressed, miserable. There is nothing you can do. If you work hard for minimum wage, there's no way. Minimum wage in the UK is, for over 25, is £8.72. And I've tried so hard. I have not slept. I've done so many things, and for minimum wage, I couldn't do it. I broke. There was just, yeah, I get, too frantic about what I'm doing. And yeah, I start making a mess up at work, and no, it just doesn't, I couldn't pay all my bills. So it was just being ground down. And that was just little bills. That was just me. When there was children going on, that was hell. And so financial worries is slavery. And I've read a lot about the bits and pieces, and it is pure, undiluted slavery. And if you are dependent on government money in any way, shape and form, and most people bringing up kids are, then they will forget 1 month, or they'll get it wrong, or they'll need you to fill in these forms, so you have to go without another 6 weeks. And that grinding down is beyond copeable. You can't cope with that. It will grind you down into nothing. And it's pure slavery. And it has to be, okay, maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, maybe it's just incompetence, right? Maybe the social services system is incompetence. But all of us relying on government money and furloughs, be very careful. If it's not designed to screw you over, then it is so incompetent, then the system needs to be sort of retaken apart and built from the top up. And you can see where it's going. Okay, anybody, any idiot can see where it's going. The more and more you are reliant on government money, the more they have the chance to screw you over. And you don't have a life on government money. I did try very, very hard, and I'm still trying. I'm starting my own business up because I've done so many different jobs. You'd have thought I have a huge amount of experience. But they want specifics these days, and it's like, okay. So yeah, for my own example, as a gardener, they want 2 years experience. Now, is that professional gardening? Because I've run a garden for decades. And yes, I've run lots of different types of gardens, but professionally, no, I haven't. So have I got 2 years experience? No. Do I require going back to college, spending about £400 or £500 to get myself, an MVQ level 2? I've done this before, and it hasn't helped. So maybe I just go out there and weed beds, which suits me quite well for the time being, but I'm not earning anything. Every penny I've got goes on bills. And my cat is eating me out of house and home. He's a problem. But it's still a problem with society. Now, if they start bringing in what they call the universal credit, where they pay everybody, the rents will just go up, and you'll end up just paying more and more for rent. So unless they put a halt on the rents, that everybody has a decent income, I don't like things like that. I would far rather they give me a job that I can do, that I love, and that I could work with. But I'm not sure there is that sort of creative jobs anymore. To be an artist or a writer, which is my talents, they don't pay. Not unless you can tape a banana to the wall and get millions for that. And yes, that's bad. That's where it's greedy. I've written books. I would have loved to have been a published author, but yeah, unless you are in with the in-crowd and you know the people, I've never managed to do that. So yeah, I can't see anybody working their way out of poverty anymore. There was once upon a time that you thought you could strike big and, get that lucky break, your ship comes in and all that, win the lottery. I don't believe that right now. Right now, I don't know how anybody could work their way out of poverty. And if you have children and you're trying to bring them up on one salary, I have the deepest respect for you. And no matter what the media and the government tells you, you are bringing up children, and that is a 24-hour job, and you should be paid for that. They should pay stay-at-home mothers or fathers, whatever. A parent should be paid to stay home and look after the children, because it is a back-breaking, unthankful job, and you should be respected for it. Instead, I did it for years, and it was like, oh, well, you've got a gap in your CV. Yeah, I was bringing up children. It's like it's designed to screw us over, and it's designed not to. And the solution, what is the solution? Yeah. I don't believe in large government. I think smaller and smaller, but our councils are like so corrupt, it's unbelievable. So I'm asking you, what is a solution here? I wish I had done a trade job. I think people in trades, like if you're a plumber or electrician or a builder, I think you've got work for the rest of your life. So that's where I'm encouraging my children to go and become a person who is needed. And this is why I'm like, right, okay, person is needed is a gardener. Do I have the physical strength to become a gardener? I don't know. I'm hoping so. I think so. I'm still not decrepit. I've got a good strong back. But it's not something I'm going to be able to do for the next 20 years of my working life. They don't want me to retire now until I'm 68. I can't see I'm going to be that able to be... and nor can I see the other tradespeople. If you were a bricklayer or a plasterer, yeah, total respect. But what happens when your body falls over? It's not designed right. That is the whole thing. The whole thing is like it's designed to screw you over. Mentally, absolutely. The financial worries is crippling. You end up depressed and suicidal. You can't afford anything. So you sit there as a vegetable. You can't afford heating, electricity, TV license. You can't afford entertainment. You can't afford a drink every now and again. You can't afford bugger all. And okay, that's mentally. Emotionally, you get low. Because you're sitting there and you feel worthless. I don't feel I have anything to offer this world. Financially, my worth is zero. I have felt that often. People say, oh, no, but I've never had a high-powered job. Once upon a time, I did a year of sort of, doing something corporate, and it was wonderful. But my security wasn't good enough because I'd moved around too much. And it's like, yeah. So again... it was tough, and it still is tough. And there has to be an easing of this, because this is what's making people throw themselves off bridges, and it's making it, what's the point? What is the point of struggling so hard when you don't get anything? And I'm angry about it. I can continue having the emotions, and I'm looking at them. Whenever you find an emotion or a trigger, whenever I have a trigger, it's a red flag. And I have been triggered for this for years, and I don't know the solution. I want to run away into the woods and live in a hut there. But I kind of like the warmth, so maybe, yeah, okay, you can have a fire to keep warm. What do I eat? I grow food, okay. I don't see how people are able to live without government support these days. And even if you own your own home, you have taxes. And if you have medical bills, the States is like scary as hell. You could have one fall and break your leg and be wiped out financially. I agree that the NHS is a brilliant thing. I support the NHS, but it's top-heavy management. Money is just leaking everywhere, and they need a good audit, and they need to get rid of some managers and put some matrons in. I totally agree with that theory, that perspective on things. But it doesn't help the rest of us, and a lot more people are going to be into this situation, and it spirals us all down, and we become a disease-ridden, suicide-orientated, depression, anxiety through the roof society. And I don't want that. I think with technology we should have a better way. And I'm not sure what that way is, but I'm pushing for it. There has to be a better way. I don't want to live in financial slavery for the rest of my life, and I seriously don't want my children to. So yeah, answers on a postcard. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I thank BitChute because my people are watching my stuff on BitChute like you wouldn't believe. So I recommend anyone who's doing YouTube. I get minimum stuff. Maybe I'm talking about topics that they don't like. Okay, I also want to thank my Patreon supporter. Isn't he wonderful? I'm not sure how to work Patreon yet. I'm working it out. So please like and subscribe. You know how to do it. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But your likes really, really count. So thank you very much. Anyway, I love you lots. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye now.